Welcome back to Berlin, the B stream, and a big matchup, a massive one at that. It is going to be Liquid going against North. This is for elimination, and Liquid really need to wake up.
Look, they have struggled this tournament, and look at what's going on back here, Matt. This is what happens when you can't really check your hair. You just get like little sticky uppy bits.
I'm just going for the center part.
Yeah, that's quite cool. Look, I hope there's lots of North Americans tuning in right now because you and I are massive Liquid fans. Obviously, half of their contingent is Canadian.
Yep.
So we don't want this team to be out in any fashion that isn't the playoffs or without facing Astralis, but they've looked strugglesome. And North, they've been battling back through. And look, maybe they played NIP. It wasn't the hardest game. This will be a true test.
This will be a test, and I think that they have to show up as a unit. Certainly in the first game, they won 16. I think it was 5. Twist, Liege, both had like 1.4 ratings. They were both in the top 5 at the end of the day. It was the day of best of ones, granted, but it's gone nowhere since then. Liege has been consistent. That's their only strong suit right now. That's the only thing that reminds me of this Grand Slam Liquid 5 tournament wins this year. Chicago after they won the first 4 as well. I mean, now that the rest of them just don't seem like they're there at all.
Yeah, seems like a little bit of rust coming into this one. Even though they did have an extensive boot camp over there in Malta, they haven't really reached the heights in which we want to be seeing at this tournament. On the other side of things, North, there's been through the challenger stage, things look kind of okay. And then we flicked on through here and things really dropped on off. I think Yugi's been having a little bit more impact than what we've seen in the challenger stage, which is a good sign, but everybody needs to start clicking here because Kirby, AZ, Volder, listen to those names, the star power on North, the potential there. These guys are young, they're hungry, it just needs to click, and maybe now's the time.
Well, I certainly would like to see that for North, although it would be at the cost of the tournament favorite, which would certainly rustle a few feathers to say the very least. Speaking of Russell, he's in front of us. Mirage is going to be picked first. Liquid has had... I'm one of these people that has this like belief in superstition, not to the point of, I've got to click my right hand before my left and all that, but I think there's this weird curse that crops up with Mirage and Liquid in majors or major qualifiers, and it always seems to haunt them at the worst of times.
Can I help you with that right now?
Yeah.
North's Mirage at the moment is looking pretty rough, and I think the stat line right here is going to back that up. Lose 2 losses to Crazy there, lost to Mousesports. Yeah, good Mirage teams, but
not even double digits anywhere.
All in the red. Whereas you look at the other side of things, you can see Team Liquid, let's use some Counter-Strike maths, beat Crazy on said map. So going toe-to-toe, I back Liquid in here on map number 1 being Mirage. The choice of Dust 2 as map number 2 for North, I think is very curious. I observed half of their game yesterday, and I didn't think they were doing relatively anything special. They're quite fluid on the CT side.
Wait, did you like actually observe? Like Sliggy observe?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. I kind of just went in there and...
I'm too ADD for that. I would be worse than the...
I think I did a terrible job. Those guys, look, it's not easy. But look, everyone at home backing in Team Liquid, no surprise there. And the GG Bet odds also supporting the world number 1 right now. They have to win this game and one more. Like, let's not forget, this isn't over.
And you've got Mousesports in that bracket now. You've got Navi, potentially. We don't know where Navi's...
No.
Oh, they are. That's right.
Yeah,
sorry, that's right. They did beat MIBR. That's already happened. Wow, this day's really flying by,
Crazy or Astralis?
Crazy or Astralis, which is an amazing match right now as well. That's for a place in the playoffs. So you could have Astralis potentially. You could have, I don't think it would line up this way, but you could have Liquid or Astralis both going out before the playoffs. That's pretty ridiculous. For North, I feel a little bad for them. I want to see them succeed. I want to see them make it to the playoffs. I want to see the recovery actually work because we know for a long period of time, it's not been what I guess end of 2017, right? You had Heroic with their old branding, you had North, and you had Astralis, and they were actually all battling for the top dog in Denmark.
Yeah, of course.
And Astralis by far and away won that war, but North fell off catastrophically. I want to see a recovery story.
Well, considering how much secondary talent there seems to be in Denmark, it's strange that nobody has been able to consistently stay within the top 10. I think for a period there, we thought that might be possible with a team like North, but it hasn't really come to fruition. You were talking about Heroic. They keep making subtle roster changes. They've added Borat recently. They brought Snappy back. That team has got a lot of young firepower as well, so I'm going to be curious when we eventually North go toe-to-toe with Heroic down the line. Right here, though, we will be starting with, should be underway any moment, by the way, guys. We will be having Team Liquid starting on the T side. North will be starting on that CT side. North, I think they need at least 9 or 10 CT rounds because this map here for them has looked very weak in recent times.
Yeah, I mean, look, you pointed out the stat line for them, but they didn't even get double digits in any of those most recent 5 losses. Likewise, no one was able to achieve double digits against Liquid, so it doesn't necessarily suggest much for North, but Liquid have certainly not been themselves so far. Again, only having played 2 maps, there's not a lot to read on that.
Just a note with the setup here as we kick this off with the Molotov into window. It's a 3-man B lean coming out from North and a fast mid take. Almost into, looking like it wants to be a B split.
This is Volda trying to hold it up. Nitro downed. Kjaerbye's able to respond, though, and AZ still inside of the site. So a chance that he can do more because Kjaerbye holds back toward the jail. AZ caught out inside the quad. But Stewie is still working the pillars, and that's enough distraction for Twist to be able to jump on top of the van. Isolation by Kjaerbye. He wanted to try and get that pick, but Twist faked out that he'd gone the other way. Bomb is down, and it's down in the apartments, which means they have to go back forward. And Gade, he has the advantage as a result of this, and now knows it, spots Stewie, but they know where he is, and Stewie could actually, okay, just do that. I was going to say run back down the hall if he really felt the need to.
Yeah, big round right there. Considering the chips looked down after the early exchanges, and the bomb got dropped in a position that I didn't think would be favorable for Liquid, but obviously Gade, not realizing it was still up in the apartments, he would have hung further back towards that box for short to take a few more tighter duels. This round will go in the favor of Team Liquid. We will see them buy into this one. They have an AK in the hand of Twist, 2 Galils, Stewie and Naf, respectively. Nitro on a MAC-10, and Elige with the UMP. On the other side of things, we only see a flashbang for Kjaerbye, and everybody else will just have the USPs. And they're just going to spread out in a relatively default fashion on both sides, actually. Mid-control, making sure no one's pushing B, and some members over towards the A extremities as well.
Flash out Elige, forced off the angle. Nitro takes the fight. Instead, Elige actually has to come back out and help him, given that he got tagged so low, and goes down as a result. So one of the SMGs lost, but a very, very quick round. Let's get the guns out.
Yeah, let's get the exciting stuff going, shall we? Anders is pretty excited right next to us.
Sounds that way, and I don't blame him.
Well, I hope our game brings as much excitement. We'll see if we can end up going through to the mainstream.
I'm sure that there are many out there that hope that it doesn't, if I'm honest.
Look, Matt, I always want one of those moments.
What's that?
That gets clipped for infamy.
Oh,
I don't even know what I would say, but I'm sure.
I've done it both ways. You got to be careful.
Oh, all right. Well, the first gun round, as you mentioned, is underway here, and it looks like I'm going to see an aggressive play coming out on Cat here from North. Kjaerbye and Volde both getting aggressive. Oof. Hail of nades, but AZ and Kjaerbye, they suffer the main chunks of damage. Elige dropped down to 63 points of health, but Team Liquid have definitely come out on top of this one. I want you to note as well that there are no defuse kits in play right now.
Twist's going to hold it out inside of the apartments. 2 in the site. Volda playing a very quick drop position. Can actually play this off of Kjaerbye in a way. He's obviously pushed up beyond the point of seeing the windows, but Volda's not spotted until they're much closer. So Kjaerbye can play swing.
Looks like another B split here, as we still have 2 players over towards the B apartments as 3 Gun and mid control. Very thorough with the utility here.
I'm super curious to see how Volda plays this, because he can be spotted if they round that corner. Yeah, and he's aware of it. They've had to call for him to move because Kjaerbye gets forced back inside of the corner. That gives him 1, though, and the bomb. Committed. Volda finds Elige as well. They'll line up the second out toward Catwalk, but the 2 from apartments finally make it to the site. It's the Canadians, one of which only has 2 HP. That's Naf. What a flash, though, thrown by him for Twist to find Yugi in the door. And now they have to try and buy themselves some space. AZ's not much better than Twist in this situation. Only 6 HP.
Gade's on the flank here.
Might be able to catch them, but not before the bomb goes down. Twist, if he finds him, he has a chance in the round. And Twist surely has to consider this. No showing yet from AZ, though, so they might still consider that Gade's coming from Catwalk. If he'd already shown, then the timing would be off on the rotation. Twist is playing a nice cornered position, no, and 2 HP. Naf is playing a better one. Great duo, as always, for Team Liquid. I shouldn't say always. Hasn't yet come to fruition in this event, but that's a good round for them.
2v4. 2v5.
With 2 HP on Naf the whole time.
You love?
It's almost like Canadians are good at something.
You guys are pretty friendly. You apologize all the time.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
And these 2 guys right here are pretty good at headshotting people. So this is not what you want to see if you're a fan of Danish Counter-Strike, but if you want to see Team Liquid returning to a little bit of that form, this is definitely the type of Counter-Strike that we've come to love. Now, North will be forced back down to pistols. Kjaerbye and Volde will get some Kevlar behind that. We can see a couple Deagles on the board, some CZs. Is once again, just the standard mid control, keeping them honest with grenades. Liquid, very thorough.
Stewie's already cleared toward mid for the underpass. He goes back out to the courtyard position at the B apartments. Valda just jumping outside. He's consistently playing in B, anchoring that site. As the in-game leader now, of course, it's more about communication and timings on the CT side. But if he is the top fragging player on North and they know he's at B, wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing Liquid change things up and go back over toward A. Gade's going to try and push out with the Deagle in hand.
Bombs are still in T-spawn, so if a flurry of kills goes down here and this gets a little bit chaotic, Liquid are going to have to run back and grab that. So with Gade going for information towards A ramp, he's been spotted, he's been tagged. Kirby, meanwhile, will find a Deagle kill on the other side of the map. And this is the pressure I was talking about, because look, the bomb hasn't been picked up yet, but they still want to pressure towards A. And everybody from North is starting to collapse.
Nice shot from Nitro, good entry. AZ gone. Gade still sits in shadow, but he tries to climb silently toward the balcony, and he's found by Naf. Nade goes deep. Yugi's going to, oh, wow, headbutt that one straight on.
How's he still alive? Thank God. Naf eventually takes him down. And now Valde with 16 seconds left has a chance. He still lines it up, taps away, bomb's dropped.
Going to swing it again. Flash to get him wider, but Elige came out from the approaching side. The close side never was bothered by that. He finds the kill. 4-0 for Liquid.
Yeah, that one there maybe got a little bit dicier than it needed to be. Kirby with a couple of nice Deagle shots. Gade didn't overextend up that ladder. Maybe he gets away with another kill there, but these are the details of Counter-Strike. There's the first one. And here's the second. Kirby's been on point, definitely throughout the Challenger stage. Maybe dropping off a little bit here since we've gotten to the Legends, but if we take this game, he needs to be in full force. He wanted to be the star. Well, now's your time. We'll be into the second gun round here. Orp in the hands of Yugi, and this time we do have Diffuse Gets on the board. It's just going to be an A execute right away.
Gade waits. Good positioning, great shots. Lines up two, Naf's got to respond. Man down, therefore, for Liquid. AZ wants back in, gap in the smoke, but he won't play the stairs, and they'll go for the safest plant possible. Back at default, he got away. Naf, I wasn't sure how much utility was going to go his direction, so the post plant with 3 inside of A main. You might consider rotating one toward Palace, and I think that's what Nitro's looking to do, but that means buying time and keeping them away from the bomb. Elige forward of the smoke can do so. Naf, not so much from his position. And Nitro smoked off in Palace as well. Thankfully, it's the close side of the boxes, which gives Elige the perfect position to watch the retake. But a smoke on top of the bomb now. They still have to cover the cross. And Kirby gets the better of it. That's when Nitro swings, but Yugi's got the shot back. Naf live with it all to do, and Valda finds that. They're not in time. They're not in time at all. They don't have the kits. Valda did. He was the one too far away, and he's going to go down with the bomb.
Whoa. Those moments right there where you need to keep those comms nice and clear. It was very hectic, and Yugi had the smoke in his hand for a long period of time. I'm surprised he didn't drop it on the bomb earlier, giving them a chance to get on there with the defuse. But fantastic pace change from Liquid, straight into an A execute. They'd been peppering mid, you know, lots of utility used there, keeping them honest with grenades, making sure, hey, this is our priority right now. And then pace change straight into that A execute. You could see North were going for more of a heavy mid presence. Gade was the only member on the site. He did the best he could. 2 kills, solo player. Good stuff from Gade, but the retake, it just wasn't possible. And now, well, North are left with questions. They have the saved AWP in the hands of Yugi. Roughly 3.4, so just over 4K on most of the members on North, and they will be going for a bit of a partial upgrade behind the AWP. So this is where you want to allow your AWPer to work. Give him some room. Try not to get taken out too early. See if you can find a pick or two, and you can scavenge one of those AK-47s and make this one interesting. Straight back to the mid play now. Top mid smoke, obscuring the vision. Nades towards connector. Ooh, they will be boosting Yugi up for a quick short pick, but it's been rather clumsy. We got that one on the X-ray, so he will be with the AWP from short. See if you can catch either of these players, Nitro or Elige, sleeping. Look how deep they're watching the A push from right now. Naf all the way in T-spawn. That tells me once again they want to head towards this B bomb site.
Kirby will rotate back in support of Valda. Yugi still holding out toward Catwalk. Stuitka. Ooh, already in connector. Great read to catch out Yugi. They're really using And you are right, that is the op, so just the SMG left to find. They're really utilizing the top connector smoke so well on the Liquid side, not even putting it low to take catwalk. They're getting up mid slowly and then absolutely owning them with that isolation smoke. Stewie's walked up and looked backwards twice. First time we saw the Molotov, that was on one of the 2 B takes that was successful. This time, just a straight, clean kill. And they're going to keep punishing this B site.
They're trying to isolate Stewie right here. He's put AZ down to 2 HP. He knows his trap, but you can see that they're going to boost. Oh, I thought they were going to boost, but they really just want to swarm on Stewie's position. He might get all 3 kills here. Aware that they know where he is. No noise has been made at this point, but continuing to spam away. Kirby will make his way up and over, and Stewie will go down. Grab that AK-47, but not for long as Naf finishes him off. Gade last alive. Got another Constellation frag, but that's all it's going to be because they're going to hunt him down. Elige with the Krieg. He's on the march. And if Gade can hold onto anything here, I'd be very impressed. Twist will finish him off, and now 6-0. This might be a quick one. I thought that we'd be here longer than the mainstream, but could be out here nice and quick.
Wow, don't speak too soon. We've got another gun round on the cards for North. StarLadder Major, everyone's got a star above them this time. They've been used to signify major champions based on what branding has done in marketing, etc. But Liquid is certainly in search of a star. They've got the hard way to do it. They've got to win all best of 3s. All the way through the event.
This is another pace change. They're faking the mid.
I should say barring one. Obviously, they didn't go down 0-2, but still.
They're contacting him to A here, Matt, so they're just going to walk straight out into the position. Gade, 2 for him once again.
Playing solidly in terms of trying to get information and staying aggressive in the A site, but that time just they walk into him and he swings. Good flash, twist caught. That's reminiscent of what we saw in Dust 2 the other day against, I believe it was Ents, that they started off 0-7. Twist did. They just got aggressive. They didn't really play off information, and they rushed the play. That's, I mean, I can understand in this situation. You're up 6-1. You try and set the tempo, but even still.
It felt there that they were just running with a game plan, which was, hey, let's run a mid fake. We've been putting a lot of pressure on mid. We're putting a lot of pressure on B. We'll see if we can draw the rotators out and isolate the solo A defender. The problem is, this is almost Gade's specialty. If you've ever watched this guy play on train, you put him close team main, he's always getting you 2. And he's doing the same right now here on the A bomb site. This is almost too good from him, just anchoring that bomb site alone. He shouldn't be able to get away with that much.
Nitro back to mid then, but AC's pushed up. They have changed things. And this could be a good read, a great read. In fact, from Volda. Because he calls the fact that they faked it. They shut down the aggression, and naturally, Liquid's going to go, well, all right, that didn't work. They played the same way. Let's go back to what did. And AZ gets the perfect read to get behind the smoke and find Nitro. Good nades as well, but Gade's still standing tall inside of the site as Naf tries to get a response. Open up the ace side of the map instead.
Okay, I understand what Liquid are going for. Just so people at home don't think that they're merely scrimming around the map, they're throwing these default nades at the start of the round. They're mimicking, mid control, and that's something that North need to be able to stop. They need to have, 3 eyes on that. Somebody window, somebody cat, somebody connector. That's why Naf just tried to limp his way up A ramp. If I can catch the solo A defender off guard, if I can get that kill, that's a massive gap. Unfortunately, didn't go that way. Nitro also fell in mid. We saw him scratch his face just before he went down, so going to be relatively frustrated about that timing. But now left on a 3-on-5. They've smoked window, they smoked connector, and this here by Elige is a massive kill.
It's a massive kill, and that's AK versus M4 in a nutshell, because he got tagged, dinked, in fact, down to 12 HP, but his 1 bullet was enough, and he gets away with the second.
Look at Volda, though. He's pushing into this.
Yeah, Stewie caught him off. You're right. Volda would have got so much map information, but Stewie's awareness is just too keen. The ears on Yugi, very astute. Catches the Liege getting in through the vent, and that posts him inside of Checker, but a baited shot based on a flash. And the bomb already down at the hands of Twist. Stewie as well going to get aggressive again. He's not. I don't think he goes beyond that point at ladder. Because if, by chance, they go up from the apartments, which Twist is forced to watch at this point, he wouldn't be able to help. The fact that they haven't and Twist hasn't seen him, he now confirms they're behind. Peeks out. Good damage done onto Gate. Down to 2. And Stewie just waits to see if they'll walk out, but great flash. Stewie's got to be so careful of Yugi's position, trying to tap and bait out shots as they line up to hold off of him, and he switches side for the defuse. Yugi's got it as a result because the AWP was posted.
Do you see that? Gade started defusing the bomb on the other side. He transitioned. He started defusing, swapped sides, went back to the safer angle, allowing the AWPer to make sure he can hit that shot. So there's a lot of faith right there. Now, in normal scenarios, You would probably want the AWPer if you had a kit to defuse, so the Rifler, in case he misses his first bullet, can finish him off. But in that scenario, Gade had the kit, Gade was low. That made complete sense. And now Liquid, 2 rounds gone right, and they're down to pistols already. So P250 for Nitro and NAF, a few Deagles and HE. So looks like they're going to nade window behind this mid smoke. Let's see if it comes up trumps, because Yugi, he's waiting. The nades come in. Not enough damage. The first one a little bit too short, so he's going to get out with his life and 39 points of health. And now AZ was going to be able to make up for that. Kirby here to clean up the mess.
Nah. Pistol from that range just simply won't do. 2 rounds in a row, though, from Liquid giving up. And look at the money situation. This is exactly what North needed to get back into the game. And you did say at 6-0 it was going to be a quick game, Chad, so I'm going to pin this one on you.
That's all right. I don't mind being a walking jinx. Someone's going to do it.
Usually that's what commentators are good for. Good for the pistol is Valda from range. 6 for Liquid still, but the lead cut swiftly in half. Back to rifles this time as they build to the 3rd round bonus. Bomb plant in the last, but not in this one.
Okay, so we see the SG come out in Stewie's hands here. I wonder if they go a little bit slower with this, because it's been a quick pace early. This feels like these 10 rounds, or these 9 rounds, excuse me, have come and gone very quickly. So let's see. Naf's going to throw the top mid smoke as per usual. Elysian Nitro heading over there to garner mid control. Oh, but check this out. It's more of an aggressive play here over towards A. North are doing, well, this is a setup they used to run 6 to 8 months ago. 2 players under the balcony. It has worked for them plenty of times in the past, and that's where AZ and Valde are going to be. So one will swing, try and make as many frags as he can, and the other will lie in wait and then hopefully clean up the rest of the mess. Meanwhile, Gade over towards the ticket booth will be jumping and baiting, doing his best job to lure them in to a false sense of security that they may be playing a retake A setup. You can see what that means for the rest of the map if you look to the top left. On the radar, we can see no CTs over towards middle. That's why they have an aggressive position with Yugi in B apartments with AWP, and Valde, and Kirby sitting at the back of the site in that forest position looking towards short. So right now, Team Liquid have been gifted a lot of map control. They just don't know it.
Stewie pushes the smoke first. Oh, he tries to be the criminal that he's known to be and get into our jungle, but caught off this time by AZ, who's aggressive. And that means there's 2 there. We've deduced that simply by the fact that Gade's normally in that position, but what a change of play as it's Valda that stands underneath instead, and they've completely rotated the map. Having lost Gade early on, Elige, 11 to go against both Yugi and Kirby, and that's not happening. And I hate to say this, but Liquid looking lost. Their own game plan is falling off.
That right there was a huge gamble by North. They had absolutely no information other than Yugi's forward position in B apartments to say, hey, this is completely clear. Otherwise, they were in the dark. They just got lucky. Well, let's not say they got lucky. They had a 50-50, and it came up heads in this occasion. You did need AZ to hit a couple of nice shots here from under the balcony. And Valde has his partner in that little duo. Didn't actually need to do too much. So we will be seeing a tactical pause as Adren might need to be chipping in with his astute tactical knowledge here. Let's see if he can give them any inspiring words, because right now, their money, not great. Naf with 2,900, Stewie with 3,500, 3,200 on Twist, Nitro with 2,750. He has already purchased a smoke, and Elige with $4,550. We'll be seeing another light investment come on through, a couple of pistols getting picked up, Nitro even with the Tech 9, and a whole bunch of nades. So this here tells me that they're probably going to go for a B set piece and try and get that bomb down on the B bomb site. So Kirby and Valde have got to stand strong.
Nitro. Back to a set piece with pistols. Bomb down has to be the goal. North are chipping into the Mirage lead. And remember, this is for elimination. Loser of this best of 3 is out of the major, and Liquid cannot afford to drop their own map choice. Kirby starts it off. He gets Naf. That is through the window, actually.
To the wall.
The thing with that is not only does it get a kill, but it confirms that they are holding toward the kitchen. And that information's solid, because now Valde can play off of this. Set piece comes out anyway. Again, bomb plant has to be the goal at the least as Yugi shuts them down. Valde back out. Flash never caught him. Went far too deep for that, and he gets 3.
I've worked it out.
All right, tell me more.
Here's the problem with Liquid right now.
Okay.
They win the Grand Slam. They go to Chicago. They win that. They have a player break. They're feeling pretty good. Take some time off. They start boot camping. They come into the boot camp. Things aren't going well. Individually, they're not feeling on point. Other players have been playing through. They're losing some games in prac. They think, well, maybe we need to adjust our strat. You know, maybe we need to go back to the strats. So if you focus a lot on the strategies right now as your crux, as your way out, when realistically the problem is they're not hitting the shots that they used to, things aren't going to gel. Things are going to feel awkward. They're not going to feel as they once were. So I still think Team Liquid have got it. Maybe they just need another injection of that confidence that Stewie brought to them when he first joined this team.
I mean, this is catastrophic if they can't at least have a deep run, let alone anything else.
Look, if they go out here, that is probably one of the biggest upsets in Major history.
Yeah, absolutely. And 255 days until the next Major.
But who's counting? That's
well, I won't count them down.
My mum always used to say that. I don't know why.
I thought you said she left your text unread.
Yeah, but yeah, used to, when she used to talk to me.
Either way, it's a huge scalp because, I mean, not even Astralis had 255 days at the top of the helm. Close when you consider how spread out their Grand Slam win was. I couldn't give you an exact figure on that. I think it was into the 200 days category. But it's, you know, a lot will change with other teams, let alone themselves by then. This is pretty much having to win this Major. That has to be the goal for them. So within one round already on Mirage. Gate again being aggressive. Single smoke to hold off the cave. A main. Bomb waits in that position, and so do 3 of the Liquid players. That's deep, too deep, and Nitro heard it being thrown. Molotov make noise in the air, and he knew exactly where it came from, but pushing through does not yield them the results they look for. In fact, it just leads them to a slaughter because the crossfires are set, and NAF has to run 17 seconds they have to save. Liquid don't have it. This is just not at all what we're used to seeing from them.
We would expect them to roll out and just kill everybody, right? And look, if you're a newer viewer and you haven't watched Liquid play, and it sounds like we're being relatively harsh on them, these guys changed the way we were expecting to watch Counter-Strike for 2019 as NAF, he will hold on to that, takes down Kirby. The hunt is on, but they're too far away to take the SG out of his hands. Here's the reason. We hold Liquid to the highest regard. It's the same as when we spoke about Astralis last year. We have a certain level of Counter-Strike that we expect to see, and we have not seen that yet out of Liquid. I want to see it. I am dying to see it, because that is some bloody exciting Counter-Strike, and let's hope that maybe they can shake off these cobwebs and bring that out here as we'll be going into a strange round. AK for Elige. NAF with that saved SG, and then everyone else will grab a few pistols.
They got there so quickly.
That's just basically a dry peak.
Yeah, Yugi was very optimistic for that. No smoke down either in the corner. Obviously, you're hoping that smoke's there so you can see above it, and you're right, NAF gets involved, and now we get the Liquid luck going for them again. Elige will back away from mid, given that there's a counter smoke. QRB in the corner will take further damage, but peeks off the back of it and finds Elige as a result.
Okay, so they don't... Ooh, wow. NAF again. Okay, great shot there. Takes down QRB. As we see, Liquid are going to limp into the B bomb site, but they're just going to bring the bomb. Might be a little bit late. AZ's been hitting some big shots. He has a chance here. Pushes on in. Disregards the fact that members could already be in the bomb site. We'll find the first. Twist heads go down, but Nitro there with a big trade, and now it's just Gade in a 1-on-3. And yeah, maybe he's thinking saving might be the right play.
It might be. 39.50 for him. Everyone capable of buying in the next round. Damage to, oh dear. The economy is very valuable for North. I think you're right, though. Liquid need to get their confidence back. It's almost what I saw from them in Katowice, where when their plan doesn't work, they just freeze. And you got to wonder as well, Adren, good coach, but not really the most motivational of people. You know, when does he get into them and start laying down the law, trying to pump them up, but also, you know, make it clear what they need to do?
I think the problem is it is too clear to them what they need to do. It's just maybe they think they're 1 or 2 steps ahead at the moment, because coming in here as the undisputed world #1 with the only other team in the world who, you know, we think could take it to them yet to be proven. Duncan loves to point out a little stat line. I think the only best of 3 that Astralis have won since they've come back has been against NIP, and we saw how well NIP did in this tournament. So use that as a little bit of context. They are playing crazy right now. The first map of Inferno was close. I'm not quite sure how map #2 is going. Maybe I'll take a little bit of a gander for you. But right now, in case you are listening to us on the radio, in the car. Maybe you're using the Twitch audio only option. Team Liquid are up 7 to 6. Yeah, round number 14.
Apple TV, Chromecast.
We get all the plugs out there. Right now, it is 7 to 5 in favor of Astralis on Dust 2, and they are on the T side.
And they're up 1 map, correct?
Yes, indeed.
They did close out the last. Liquid up 1 round in this one against North. Full gun round either side.
Okay, so that's a quick window and cat smoke coming in right now. So that would normally tell the defense that they want to go fast towards connector.
And the defense are going fast toward catwalk. 3 toward B, 2 on the corner, boost to Cinders, and that will give them vision above the smoke, but they decide not to, and you're absolutely right, it would have. I don't know if they would have heard it, though, because they were deploying so much utility and jostling for position themselves. Interestingly enough, though, Elige is ready for AZ's position inside of the vents, but AZ was ready for them as well, and he finds the kill instead.
I don't know if people quite understand that duel, right? It had a good idea that both sides knew where they were. AZ knew that when that smoke was coming, it was bait for him to peek. It almost felt like he pre-fired that position.
Well, he called off the boost because they started to do it, and then he immediately went to the ladder room. And it wasn't like he wanted to get his teammate back up there.
Yugi has to go huge here because the flash will come over, the pick will come on out. Nitro's going to hold that line, so Splash will come out as well, and that's been the signal for Stewie to push forward.
Yeah, that's a big kill for Stewie to get because, oh, unfortunately, Yugi's able to peek wide onto him. Twist through the smoke, looking for the headshot, needs to slow his aim down, can't do it. Kirby gets the better of him, and that puts the bomb in the open. Nitro, last alive, Deagle. Bit careless on the first few, puts him down to 34, but he slows it down, not enough. Volda's there with the rifle instead, sloppy round.
That duel there between the two AWPers, Nitro and Yugi, was so awkward. It didn't feel like
Nitro needed to get more aggressive to hold Yugi at play first.
Yeah, that one was wild. Naf just bought a scout. I'm not sure if that's accidental or not, but there was a scout purchased. Let me fly on over to T-Spawn and see
last round, so it may not matter.
Yeah, no, it won't, but it's just a little bit curious that it was accidentally, yeah, there was an accidental scout purchase that came through. It won't affect anything. We're still seeing basically full nades. Twist is the only one without, and they are going to go for the nades towards middle again this time. They won't go for the dry peek, but they're going to go quick, and Yuki through the smoke. He's going to pluck Stewie out of nowhere.
Liege, nade. Smoke still down, AZ. He's been clever behind these smokes. He certainly has a read. And the coach, oh dear. Oh dear, that's close for Liege. 9 HP left, and he's spotted. Kirby's got him. Volda's got the other. They're going to win the half, 8-7. They've yet to get double digits. Or I shouldn't say yet to, but in the last 5 games they've played, North have not had double digits on Mirage. Likewise, Liquid have not conceded double digits, and they're going to have 8 in the first half, our North. Troublesome times. I'm not optimistic. I have a feeling Liquid's going out. They're not playing the way we're used to seeing them, and I think not only are they not on their game, we heard it this morning. Teams countered them. 20 demos watched by the AVANGAR coach to make sure they knew exactly what they were doing on overpass alone. Liquid are lost.
It's not so bleak from my perspective just yet, but I can definitely see where you're coming from. 8-7 to finish the half. North looking good to close that one out. Some big plays from Gade facilitating AZ to find a bit more impact, but I do believe we'll have an ad break, and after that, we'll get back underway with the second half. See you then.
8-7 in favor of North. That was after trailing 0-6. An 8-1 run, to win out the half. Pretty remarkable, you have to say, from both sides of it.
Yeah, let's take a deeper dive here into North's Mirage
Hold my breath.
Since Yugi's joined. They've only played the map 12 times. They've only won the map twice. Not a single player on the team, if you look at all of their stats, has a positive rating on Mirage. So if they win right here against a team that we normally consider a very strong Mirage team...
What did I tell you about Majors and Liquid and Mirage?
Something may have gone wrong, but it is just going to be an AXQ coming on in here. The standard wall smokes will land. They have HEs to head over towards the ticket, bringing out the old school strats here. As Twist knows what's up, he'll drop right back towards spawn. This flash on gate, I'm very interested with the timing of this. Normally, we'd see it early, but Liquid know they're dealing with a retake.
They do, and I can almost sense worry in the eyes of Stewie as a result of that. Kjaerbye's going to go aggressive towards CT. They naturally have to hold the flank. Kjaerbye's one out against Liege. Remember, Twist was there as well, but he's not in a position to rotate or attack being alone. They've got to let Nav try and pick apart the site from the other side, and naturally, the T's win one. They get the space. They work back in. Twist and now finding kills as Stewie does the same. Kjaerbye dancing inside of the site to find two. He almost isolates Twist, but too strong in the end. They get it back. They get the momentum. They get the second half pistol now as well.
You're right about the worry, though, right? Look at all the faces right now on the side of Liquid. We normally see them in these runs being quite confident, quite happy, joking, jovial. Their smiles on faces because they're normally never in this kind of position. Things have changed. They're in a rough spot. Here's the odds from GGBet. Still favoring Liquid even after what we considered a shaky first half. Now, remembering that was their T side. So an 8-7 half is almost par for the course. 9-6, 10-5, those kind of scorelines is what we've come to know and love. But North, look at their buy. They've got two AKs out on the board here. It's actually a better looking buy than that of Liquid's.
All the back through spawn. One only over toward the other side of the map. That is AZ on the AK. Kjaerbye has the other. And he, well, take care of Stewie. Not the sign you want. And as you say, the two MP9s, they've got rifles to go against them with. And Naf waits it out. It's a risky call to try and get back across mid-window to re-peek it as well. Obviously, confidence in the AK. They're unaware as of yet that the second one is also on the map. AZ has not fired a bullet and likewise not been spotted.
It's important to note that Naf had an M4 in that round, so one of his teammates could pick that up in transition if they want to go from an MP9 to something a little bit more potent.
Would be a Liege, given the positioning. I would suspect he'll grab that on the way by. Naf, meanwhile, holding it, waiting for it at jail, and a good hold. The AK given, he goes to the pistol. Liege beats him to it on the MP9. Fair enough, he stayed with it. He'll get a little bit more money in the MP9. Nitro, did he not make it to the M4?
No, he did.
He's got
it.
Yeah.
There's a Famous in Twist hands, and now right now North will have to take an eco. That was quite a shot there that had me lost for a little while. It was down the line of Liquid, but we could see in the background Astralis. You've got potentially the 1 and 2 in the world. Obviously Vitality right now are the number 2. But look, you've got the two best teams of the last year and a half, almost 2 years at this point, both playing one to get through to the arena, one just for survival. Oh, the nades. Like massive nukes, so much damage there to Gade, Valda, and AZ. They've got a couple of HEs of their own, so maybe they wanted to use them towards maybe jungle, maybe ticket. Now, if they show themselves, they're probably going to get absolutely melted.
Twist's waiting for it first, spots the flash, nearly gets caught on the timing. It was well thrown to get around the corner from North, but Liquid stands firm.
Clean sweep.
Need to build that confidence on the back of it.
That's more like it. That's what we're looking for. Liquid now, 10-8. Now,
maybe they need the Avengers jerseys back, you know? Captain America needs to come back and save them.
They're not feeling super enough.
Not feeling super enough at all. Maybe Thanos just has all the whatever he gets. I've never watched it.
Yeah, I'm not huge on that kind of stuff. This is why when people are so surprised when I don't know a meme. I'm a 30-year-old man. You'd think memes were a thing when I was growing up. We just called them jokes.
Yeah, jokes, right? Whatever happened to the word joke? Like,
thanks, kids. Anyway, aggressive mid-smoke, and it has missed. So that's not where Liquid wanted that to land. There's a massive gap there. Normally, it's almost covering that position completely. And this time around, that is a huge hole. So we know no one has gone aggressive, and so do North as they muster through underpass.
Stewie needed to be so careful in the timing, flirting with death as well as he gets the nade back out. And interestingly enough, they fell back into it because they didn't know what else existed in middle and didn't want a chance getting caught with their pants down, Chad, like you did that one time on camera.
On purpose. I did get in trouble for that, so. Not trouble, but a little bit of trouble.
You got written up, you didn't get detention.
It's like people haven't seen legs before.
Naf back down the ladder, 3 in front of him. Great position to be in if he can make it work. They nearly lined up. Didn't do much damage, I have to say. Oh. To AZ, who has great flash timing to find Nitro, who's standing in the middle of nowhere. It has to be said, Stewie's done. He's gone. There's no way he's aware that they're walking in beside him. Kierby doesn't get positioned fast enough. He gets the kill, but it's too late. Yeah. I think Kierby gets that kill first. You've got now a 3-on-2 inside of the site. And the bomb's still up and potentially being planted. So that's a huge fact for him to find 2 as Elige works and wanders his way back through the site. Gade will spot the teammate that's behind him, but they still win it out on duels. North take the first gun run, and we're back within 1.
I'm not quite sure what to say. That didn't feel quite necessary. The bomb was down. Once Elige had walked into the line of sight to be able to see it, they knew that they still had it. At that point, for them to grab it and run back, it would have been very, very dicey. Twist could have stayed in kitchen, covering off towards apps. Anyway, that doesn't matter. That round's done, and it will be another gun round. Liquid now 10-9 in the favor. Have brought out double AWP. Stewie and Nitro picking those bad boys up. Stewie will be towards the window position, and he won't be getting adventurous shot.
That's almost unlucky.
That's a nutmeg right there. Through the legs.
Did Naf get hurt? Oh, it doesn't even matter. Yugi's got Stewie. These guys.
They got
getting shots, but Elysian twists. Looking for more. Gade spots Elige with his back turned, having thought his obligation was done inside of middle. Instead, though, Twist does respond. So Kierby goes back for the bomb. Life's a garden. He'll have to dig it.
This round right now is going to be very difficult for Kierby to be able to win. If you look at this, he doesn't really have any utility to work with. The HE is not good for entering onto a position. It's not like a flash. It's not like a smoke. You can't use it to really shroud your move forward, and you can't really keep players at bay like you could with a Molotov. So he has to use that a bit more like a well-placed nuke. Unfortunately, nobody is low on the side of Liquid. Going to be walking out of Palace here, taking the peaks, jiggling. 45 seconds left on the clock. He may get a free avenue onto the side, assuming that he doesn't make any noise going onto this ladder. And as he moves forward, he starts to become aware that CT and a ramp are the biggest threats. And he's actually going to clear it out. He might have Twists here. This could be the first of 3. Twists will go down. Now the opportunity arises. Flash will come out, and he wants to fight.
Kierby finds Naf immediately peeking back out. Bomb in hand. If they clutch back 2 rounds, I don't know what to expect for Liquid. Firebox for Kierby. Has a Molotov as well, important to note. Smoke for Nitro, but the bomb certainly in the favor of Kierby.
Nitro has no idea where he could be. He has to worry about everything.
I think he's anticipating this, though, because he's cleared and his back's towards CT. Yeah, he's going to jump check.
We've seen him.
Oh, he gets away with it. He had to. He gambled on the fact that he wasn't towards CT because he couldn't cross from connector. But that is very fortunate from Nitro. And he's just got time with no kits. Liquid desperately needed that. That again comes too close considering the recovery in mid.
Yeah, they look a little bit rattled here. But stopping Kierby there in that fantastic 1-on-3 attempt means that, well, North, they have to have a bit of a question. Because Kierby, he has armor. He's got, well, I was going to say he had 3100, but he's just bought a Mac 10. So I think we're about to see something extremely fast right now at a North map because AZ has a UMP, Kierby has a Mac 10. Yugi has enough for an AK, so does Valder. And Gade's bought into a MP5? What are we about to witness? This is very curious. On the other side of things, Stewie with the AWP. We've got...
Yugi's going to have enough for an AWP no matter what.
Well, he can get a glass cannon, right?
He could do it this round. Oh,
but he's gone for the AK. So this tells me this is a set piece. This here must be like a pocket strategy or something fast that they want to run. You wouldn't be investing into these SMGs if you wanted to go slow. So I'm assuming something with a lot of pace to it. And then Yugi and Valda are going to have to come through as that second wave to mop things up. There is an emission on the other side of things. Naf only has a Mag 7. And Twist, well, he's been left with the FAMAS quite consistently. Looks like this will be a B play. So that Mag 7 will have to come in action. As Naf will be playing over towards the van. Smoke and push on up, closing down the range. All the nades are coming over. This could be huge.
Naf's already gone. Volda's overrun him, so the set piece is certainly working so far. Nitro's got to be careful. Spraying into smoke, leaves little ammunition left to fight with, and he's going to be caught! Spotted, but too late, and Elige forced out by the second smokes on the arch. Twists. He at least gets one back through a window as Stewie fires hopelessly, perhaps haplessly, toward the apartments, and he manages to make up for missed timing as he finds Volda retreating back through the wall. Twists in the open, though, baits himself into nothing, and North are going to take number 10.
You could see how focused Twist was. In your peripheral vision, you could see the player up in apps looking down at him. That was for a good, what felt like an eternity. He was so zoned in on that side kill. He drops. Now Stewie has to save. 10 rounds on the board for North here. That SMG investment was fantastic. I thought that the Mag 7 push from Naf was fantastic. The timing that he had found, the smoke had landed. We could see the utility coming over from the T's. I thought he would push forward. I thought he would get in their face. He had the best gun for that scenario. Ooh.
They look tense.
They do. They look very, very tense.
This isn't, something's off, like big time off.
Pressure, you reckon?
Pressure. You could see it in their faces. They just don't look confident. Their eyes just look reactive rather than proactive. They just, I don't think this is going anywhere for Liquid. North achieves double digits, significant for both the reasons I said before. They have not achieved it on Mirage in the last 5 maps, and Liquid has not conceded it in the same number. Smokes deep. FAMAS, AWP, Stewie flashed off. Op can't find a shot, and it's already forced to be irrelevant. Twists standing in the open gets a dink, but he's countered by Kjærby, who checked the site. This is desperate for Stewie. And look at him. He's just firing. He's just guessing, and he gets taken down as a result. It's like they've forgotten everything they learned over the course of 2019.
Yeah, well, what was so good for them was how fluid they were, how well they played off each other, how you could rely on each player to, you know, pull up a multi-kill. But here, either they've lost faith in themselves, they've lost faith in one another, the pressure is too much at this point. Like, I thought the interviews, the narrative that they were spilling was that, you know, the pressure's off after they won the Intel Grand Slam.
And even Naf at that point just looked like he was running around for the sake of it. They don't even look like they're thinking.
Why does it feel like we're writing their obituary right here? I'm sure that all the North American fans listening right now are like, why are these guys being so harsh? But as we said at the top of the show, as we kick this off, we hold Liquid to the highest standard. And we wanted to see the version before the player break come into this major. We all wanted to see that version. We all thought that North America might be on the cards, and Canada. Well,
thanks, man. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Might be on the cards for a major, but right now, they need to prove it to us as pushing up mid, 5 USPs. That's all they've got to their name. So maybe once upon a time, a Liquid could win this round, but not this Liquid.
Good dink on Valda. Smartly, they choose not to pursue, but the A site's already open. Bomb down already. Kjærby finds one. North's going to take the lead. Twist takes Kjærby. You jinxed it. You said this looked quick for Liquid at 6-0.
Are you going to put the hopes and dreams?
This is all on you. You've just cursed North America.
Like 400 million people.
As if it wasn't bad enough you tried to ruin Australian Counter-Strike. Now you're taking on North America as well.
Damn. Just trying to bring down all native English-speaking countries. UK, I didn't need to bring them down. They already sucked, so.
Wow. Smooya sends his regards.
Ah, Smooth doesn't count.
Why not?
Because he's an individual. It's not a team.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I can't bring Smooth down anyway. That guy, he's a character.
Not a lot of chatter on that Liquid side.
Well, we can't see a Dren, so we don't even know if the coach is talking. We can just see the figure of his body right there. But, all right, they will get the guns out. There'll be no AWP in play this time, no AUGs, and no defuse kits, Matt. So, geez, these late-round situations are going to get very, very scary for Liquid unless they can play some heads-up Counter-Strike and just hit their shots. That's what this round relies on. And North had a similar scenario earlier in the piece. where they just had M4s, no kits, not a lot of utility.
And you can see in the distance, Magisk sitting at the far table. Astralis, the team we thought that Liquid was going to be battling with for the honors of #1. For perhaps the title. Well, neither of them might get that far. It looks like Astralis has the better of Crazy. Twists, nearly caught out, but it actually baits in a Liege. Whether intentional or otherwise, it's going to work. As John goes wide, he looks for his fourth. Yugi, good shot to shut him down, but he's left hopelessly standing in front of Stewie and Naf.
That's what they needed. It's a play like that, someone stepping up in a big way, putting a round on the board almost single-handedly.
Keep in mind, that was a gamble stack toward A. 4 players on the site, but still it works. I say that, actually, I take it back. It was just a quick rotation from mid. So Naf was only getting to connector late. Either way, you're right. Elige had to get rather aggressive.
That's what we like to see, though. Just a quick little update, because you can hear Anders obviously screaming through the microphone. The score is 12-10 right now on the secondary stream. A little bit of a comeback started.
In favor of
Astralis, sorry guys.
In favor of Astralis. Yes. So Crazy, who's playing amazingly well, or Astralis are going to end up in the 2-2 bracket with either Liquid or North. Na'Vi, this is, man oh man, I don't know that I've seen a group stage this cutthroat in a while. And again, the shots don't land. North, despite taking damage, this breaks the bank again. They find 13, potentially 14. Oh, Liquid's in trouble now. They bailed themselves out, though, at least for the moment. Nitro and Naf each finding a kill, and the HP continues to dwindle for North.
Wait, look, Valde's fallen all the way back, and Gade's back towards Tetris. If he wants, he can get out as well. They can hightail this all the way to B if they want.
No commitment yet either from Team Liquid. I think they're actually going to still go for A, but they'll wait for the lurk to get through connector late. That could catch them off. Nitro's considering the possibility of window, but he's got to get the timing right. Naf's considering the fact they've gone back as well. He's spotted. Nitro's spotted absolutely? No. I thought Valde caught his shoulder before he faded back in. Either way, bomb planted. Twists. Wants to go in. Knows the planter's got to be retreating. He's left in the open for AZ, but now gets the information because his teammate in Naf went down. Good headshot from Twist. That's what we've come to know. And Valde with 4 HP has to make time his best friend.
They have another smoke here for the bomb if they want, so Valde, he's not going to be able to see anything here once Nitro drops that.
Yeah, and they knew where he was coming from. That's a smart smoke. He's got the lineup. They want to see where his shot's going to come from.
Has to spam. He had no choice.
That's very smart from Twists. He wanted to know exactly where the lineup was going to come from. That's better. A little good job from him. Sigh of relief. Maybe just get that one out.
That's a very well played round right there, and they're going to be able to pick up double orbs. Nitro and Twist both picking one up before the round comes to its conclusion, so they're going to drop those over. 13-12 now as we go into round number 26. This is better. Liquid starting to find some form. If we look at the scores right now, just to note, you have Elige on 21, Twist on 20, 19 for Naf, Stewie with 15 to his name, and Nitro down the bottom on 10. On the other side of things, Kirby, 24 to his name, 19 to Gade. But this one's going to be fast again. It looks like we're seeing all 5 members of North setting up towards his A-bomb site. Grenades being lined on up. The smokes will come, and they want to pounce quite quickly. This is going to be fast.
Twists trying to swing again. Tantalizing dance from Triple. Manages to get out and find Yugi, but Stewie still waits on the inside of the smoke. Man advantage Liquid, and they'll slow things down as a result. Elige spraying in off the mark. Bomb planted. Good nade. Can't be tagged by it, but he's forced forward, spotted and doing it. Elige should be stepping wide now. Doesn't matter. Stewie's got the shot. And AZ waits. Valde low again. Is going to go for the rotation. Smoke off Palace. Valde misses the shot. They know where both players are, but AZ absolutely pushes this. Someone's got to watch that, surely. They will now. Stewie hits the first shot, and he'll concede, AZ. He'll just back away, knowing that Liquid have a 14th, and they, well, I say they don't. I was going to say, rather, but I caught myself. They've got just enough to rope together a bye.
Yeah, I'm not sure why North think that this change of pace is necessary, because Liquid were looking more dicey when they were getting strung out, when they were isolating duels. Right now, they're all going through the same choke point and giving a lot of heads-up fights. That's allowing Liquid to warm up in almost an aim map kind of way. So let's see if they go back to a bit more spread pick, trying to make Liquid rotate around instead of just offering themselves up on a plate. We'll see a smoke towards Cat deep. Molotov goes towards... Oh, look at this. Set Molotov from Elige here. That one's going to go in Chad's little geeky book of Twitter stuff after this. Round number 27. Make a note. So yeah, they have gone back to more of the default spread, but still have 4 members congregating around the middle area. And was 2 towards the top and 2 below the window, but now the bomb has dropped back as Liege is going to get peppered on down to 45 points of health in the connector. He's going to need some help, and you can see right there that Twist is close by in case he needs any assistance. It will be a retake A setup right now from Liquid as Liege goes forward, finds a kill, and gets on out of dodge.
Counter nade just as Gade wanted to peek behind his Molotov and see if he'd forced anyone out. Naf and Nitro. Solid hold on to just Gade. Convincing round. Be a 1-on-5. If Gade were able to pull this off, and I think he goes down right now as Twist waits inside a connector. Map point for Liquid. Now, the theory was that best of ones were not going to favor them if they came into this tournament slow. It would take a best of 3 to wake them up. It nearly bit them as well in this opening map, but now at least they've got 15, but not out of the woods just yet. It'll be a force buy from North.
This, I assume, will probably be the B execute once again from North. As we can see, there's a couple of Mac 10s on the board. UMP for AZ, Deagle for Yugi, QB with the AK. We saw that B execute work before. Maybe that's going to be the crutch right here. They've already done better on this Mirage game than they have in the last 5. So North is looking competitive, that's for sure, as we can see them all making their way on over. Nades getting lined on up. Naf and Nitro have to wait and receive again. And there won't be an early rotation because Liege is near connector. The B players are on an island. They need to hit their shots right now. The nades come in, and Nitro has to deliver. We'll grab the first, dropping on back, but they're all in. They continue forward. Nitro grabs the second. Around the pole he goes. Hits the no-scope. Partially blind. There's 2 left as Nitro continues to pick. That's the 4th. And Nitro going to fall on the sword. But Easy left with a UMP at Van. He's going to go down momentarily. Liquid are going to close out map number 1 here.
That's more like it. Their second map win brings them to a 2-2 map score, but 1-0 in this series versus North. Sigh of relief. Maybe go out and get some fresh air that might be needed for Team Liquid at this point in time, because it was not necessarily as smooth as we thought, and there were signs of timidness and tension, I think, in the strategic call from Team Liquid.
Yeah, there were some moments there where it looked like they went back to strats to bail them out, but once they got a chance on that CT side to have some heads-up aim duels, it looked like they warmed into this Twist, started hitting some good shots. Liege as well. That's positive signs going into map number 2 being Dust 2.
And the ult from Nitro hasn't exactly had an impact as of yet. Obviously, again, haven't played a whole lot of series per se, but he got one rolling in the last round. That was spectacular to find the 4 kills. As we look at it, Kierby, though, still leads the way. Liege, Mr. Consistent. Twist got there in the end. It wasn't even necessarily the slow start because they had the 6-0 start that we saw, but there was a huge lull in the middle.
Yeah, big drought of rounds right there. And as you can see, Kierby, he's trying to bring back some of that form from the Challenger stage, doing his absolute best. Almost won a massive 1v3, but it wasn't enough. 98.3 ADR.
They're almost identical.
Yeah, entry kills, 6 apiece. Ratio a little bit different there, but the smallest of margins. So this is the tail end of that game. Much better signs from Liquid. We will be moving on to map number 2. It will be Dust 2. And this is where it's going to get very interesting because a lot of the Dust 2 that I saw yesterday against NIP for North, they didn't have to do a lot. NIP were basically despondent.
Yeah, I think they were despondent in this entire event. I hate to say it. That's all there is to say about that for NIP. But we've got a break. There is another game, another chance for North to level the series, potentially push it to a 3rd, potentially perform the upset of the century.